Today I'm going to be discussing The Big Bang Theory, Season 1, Episode 6, The Middle-earth Paradigm. This is the first holiday episode for the series, being a Halloween episode, and it's called The Middle-earth Paradigm because we see Leonard dressed up as Frodo from The Lord of the Rings. We start the episode with Leonard, Sheldon, Raj, and Howard getting back from a paintball game where they were defeated. We start to see how serious Sheldon takes these types of games here, and how he has a little bit of a desire to be in control, so he's mad that Howard had shot him with friendly fire during their match, and goes so far as to say there's going to be a formal inquiry later. So on their way upstairs, they bump into Penny, who tells them she's going to be having a party. At first they decline until they find out it's going to be a Halloween party, and then their nerdy side comes out and they're excited by the prospect of being able to wear costumes. So we get to them getting ready for the party, and we find out one by one. First Leonard, then Howard, then Sheldon, then Raj have all chosen the same Halloween costume of the Flash. They decide this won't work, so they have to change, although I did like Raj's idea that they could all walk right behind each other and try to look like one person going really fast. But they decide to switch costumes, and Leonard calls dibs on being Frodo, which they all seem a little disappointed about. I'm always a little bit surprised by this, because I get it. Frodo is the main character of the Lord of the Rings series, but he's not really the coolest hobbit you could be. I mean, there's a lot of other characters you could be from that series that are much more fun than Frodo. Even if you're trying to limit it to a hobbit, I'd much rather see someone dressed as Bilbo than Frodo. But Leonard claimed it, so he comes back dressed as Frodo. Howard has changed into a Robin Hood costume that clearly looks more like a Peter Pan costume, as many people point out. Raj is Thor, and Sheldon has decided to go to the party dressed as the Doppler effect. Leonard expresses to Sheldon that he wants to use this as an opportunity to be seen as one of Penny's peers, and doesn't want to be embarrassed at this party. A little bit of foreshadowing of what's to come there. So they arrive at the party. The party was supposed to start at 7, and they get there at 7:05. They think they're running a little late. They find out Penny is surprised to see them. She's not even wearing her costume yet. I always find this part a little bit weird, because Penny says, you start the party at 7, but nobody gets there till much later. I don't know. It just seems a little odd to me. Because with any party, people are going to, come in at different paces and at different times, but you would think you're going to be ready for your own party when it starts at a given time. But anyway, more people arrive and the party fills up, and Rod, Sheldon, Leonard, and Howard are all kind of sitting together in their own little cluster, not quite sure how to interact with this group of people. Howard decides to deploy one of his creepy tricks to try to pick up a woman, and doesn't have much success in that. Leonard and Sheldon spot Penny talking to her ex-boyfriend, Kurt, the one who stole their pants in the pilot episode. But Leonard tonight is feeling pretty confident, and he decides to go over and try to stake a claim in the conversation. He makes a lot of jokes at Kurt's expense, trying to show that he's the smarter person, but he gets a little too confident, pushes things a little too far. Kurt gets mad and gets a little physical with Leonard. All he really does is pick him up, but it's enough to humiliate Leonard and make him feel embarrassed, so he decides to leave the party. Back at their apartment, we see Sheldon trying to comfort Leonard, giving him a hot beverage and a there. He's doing it more because it's the social convention than actually wanting to, which is an interesting part of Sheldon. We see him do this many times throughout the series, but this is the first time we see it, so it's an interesting note. Next, we see Penny come in, and she's feeling bad about what happened between Leonard and Kurt, so she came over to apologize, but she's also very upset. She doesn't really want Kurt at the party, but doesn't know what to do, and now she doesn't really want to go back. And then we get the big moment of the episode when Leonard's comforting her. She gives Leonard a kiss, and so we see the first kiss between Leonard and Penny in their growing relationship. Leonard not really wanted to take advantage, though, to ask Penny if she's doing this because she's drunk and because of what happened with Kurt, and she kind of agrees and says, okay, I guess she should go. She goes, but gives him another kiss on the way out the door, which Kurt sees, making him not too happy, but makes Leonard very happy. He gets to say his line, "That's how we roll in the Shire," before quickly locking the door. We close the episode with Howard knocking on the door, waking up Sheldon looking for Raj. He's not sure where he went. Sheldon tells him he's not there, and where did Raj go? Well, he ended up sleeping with one of Penny's friends, and I guess it's because he was in the right place at the right time, and his inability to talk to women might have actually helped him in this case. This is actually kind of an interesting development for Raj, because while he's unable to talk to women, he's not completely unable to interact with them, obviously. So that is Season 1, Episode 6, The Middle-earth Paradigm. It's a very good episode. The key part to this episode is just that we see the continued development of the relationship between Leonard and Penny. We see that Leonard is growing more confident and bold in his attempts to try to get with Penny and to get her to see him as part of her social group, and it doesn't really pay off entirely from this episode. He gets a little too confident, he gets knocked down a peg, but it ends up working out really in the long run because he gets a kiss from Penny. It's their first kiss, and it's a big growth point in their relationship. It shows that there is chemistry building between the two of them. And it does take some time, but they are making progress. This is a decent episode for the first holiday episode, even though it's not really focused on the holiday, but they do go to a Halloween party. They have some much better holiday-themed episodes to come later in the series, but I would give this episode still a 7 out of 10. As always, thanks for watching the video. Please like the video. If you're liking the channel, please subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, please give some comments. I'd like some feedback on how these videos are going. And share the videos with others. And thank you for watching, and as always, keep an eye out for the next episode coming soon.